Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I really do appreciate your time. Had to roll my window up. I'm sitting here and waiting for my son to come out. Excuse my rough appearance. But I don't, it is what it is. So I'm waiting for my son to come out and picking him up from school, and I came across this post on Facebook where it was basically like a meme or infographic, and it was saying like Black women were saying to the mixed girls, oh, we have the Eve gene, we don't need to be mixed to look like you. And the mixed girls were saying to them, okay, well then why don't you look like us? And then the Black women said, oh, well, you're being racist and you're being colorist. And then the mixed girls, you could tell they're like, but we're just not. So I just wanted to react to this really quickly. I'm gonna put the graphic up probably, but I wanted to, got some iced coffee, I wanted to react to this. So first of all, the Eve gene. So basically what I will do to briefly explain the Eve gene. The Eve gene is a theory that suggests, or that proposes rather, that because all humans originate from Africa, similar to what you know about, the story of Adam and Eve, the original woman, the theory basically purports that all people, all races came from Africa, and there's genetic evidence to prove this. There is old fossils that are hundreds of thousands of years old that were found in Africa. As you know, it's theorized that our continents were not separate at one point. It was Pangea, one entire continent, and basically it was all the climate of Africa. Basically, different things happened, tectonic plates moved, yada yada yada. We end up with different continents, different people who separated. Caucasus Mountains, negro, that whole thing, right? Google it. I don't want this video to be long, so I'm not going to go into that here. But basically the theory says that because we all people come from Africa, that we are descendants of Africans, along the way, that we also carry this gene. Now, I don't know if you can say that even continental Africans, as well as Black people who are from the diasporic Black people, or the diasporic Africans, I don't know if you can make the argument that we still carry this gene, because we obviously haven't rapidly produced white people in years. But the truth is that because of slavery, because of the diaspora, because of us being moved around, because of slavery, because of colonization, a lot of us, specifically within the diaspora, we have a white grandparent. Some of us have several. I have several white grandparents, like fully white grandparents. So due to that, we have access to a set of recessive traits that we do genetically carry, even if we ourselves don't look like it. So that's why, for example, my husband has a direct, I'm not talking about great-great-grand, I'm talking about direct, his father's mother was Irish, like 100% white Irish. I have a grandparent on my mom's side. My mom's mom is biracial. And so her dad was white. He was Parisian, French. So that's really close for us. Completely aside from all of the mixing that comes from slavery and all of that, and how I got here and all that stuff. Those are two direct grandparents. So if him and I have a child, and then our child turns out with red hair, green eyes, fair skin, and freckles, that comes from our recessive traits that we carry from our white grandparents. And so that is a real thing. That has nothing to do with the Eve gene, but that is, again, based off of the fact that Black people genetically, or just any race really, but specifically, I do think that is maybe particular to us, we carry the genes of our grandparents. So we can have recessive genes and traits that are triggered due to who our grandparents are. Again, that's not from the Eve gene. That's because we have white people that are biologically related to us. I was trying to figure out, which I wrote on this post on Facebook when I actually saw it in person. I interacted with it, of course, with a comment. And I said, again, what part of this discussion is about beauty and what part of this discussion is about phenotypical traits? Because those are separate, right? And I always highlight that on my channel because it is so important that people learn and train themselves to understand the difference, right? Just because you are biracial or you are mixed or you are a Black person that has similar traits as a biracial or mixed person. So light skin, light eyes, loose texture hair. That does not determine attractiveness. That only leaves you with these traits, right? You can be an attractive, an exceptionally beautiful person and look this way, and you can be a not so attractive person and look this way, right? So a lot of times I think people conflate these two aspects in this discussion, ongoing discussion, because people don't know how to separate beauty from talking about traits. Because Black people don't need to be mixed to be beautiful, right? Black women don't need a white grandparent to access beauty. We don't need a white grandparent to access healthy long hair. We don't need these things to be attractive, right? Just like being biracial and actually having two like direct parents of different races does not automatically make you attractive. It just makes you mixed. And a lot of times, because people, like I say on my channel, assume that mixed means better, mixed means more attractive, they start automatically handing out trophies and I don't know, honorary privileges based off of someone's mixed identity or mixed genetics. And that's why I really wish people spent more time differentiating what they're talking about, or even if they don't differentiate and they just want to be honest and say, yes, I believe, I have bought into the brainwashing, I believe in it, I accept it, I agree, I think being biracial and being mixed makes me better than other people. And if you're really attractive, like if you came out with a fly ass mix and you are gorgeous, I don't necessarily see the issue with that. Like to me, that makes sense, right? One of, I think, is the prettiest mixes that I've seen in terms of biracial people are Blasians. Black people mixed with some whatever Asian or whatever Black and whatever Asian, they tend to, our features tend to mix extremely well. Now, it has to do with my opinion. I personally do not have white people on a pedestal. I don't idolize their hair, their skin, their features. Nothing about whiteness is beautiful to me, beyond like objectively speaking. Like if I see a beautiful white woman, I can say, oh, she's a beautiful white woman. But whiteness itself does not have value to me. Whiteness itself is not something I think is inherently better, right? That's what I mean. Whereas a lot of people of color are taught that whiteness automatically equates to beauty and intelligence and better value and I don't have that complex. So that's not something I think, that's not something I feel. So I think a lot of times people get them mixed up. People don't understand that traits don't equate to beauty. Traits are just traits. Just like having dark skin, kinky hair, fuller features doesn't automatically make you unattractive. In real life, in our real world, we see this all the time, right? Aside from what we see presented in media, because you have to understand the media always has an agenda. So whether it's to trick you into believing that all dark-skinned Black women are ugly and all light-skinned women are pretty, or if it's to trick you that all light-skinned women are only the love interest and Black women are only the sexual jealous one, whatever agenda is being presented, you have to recognize that it's an agenda, right? And understand that someone has casted and directly made these choices and decisions. But in real life, that's why I always say, like, what you're following, the influencer you're following, the people that, the things and content that you are consuming oftentimes shapes how you see the world as well. Media is not even really to blame anymore because it's limited. We're not reading magazines for dear life anymore. We're not watching movies for dear. It's more so what you scroll and see when you're on your phone. So if you're not following people that look like you, that can affirm your appearance, you're doing yourself a disservice. And if you pay attention to the world around you, you will see that the people who we are told are so beautiful and so perfect, oftentimes are just average looking. They just are. And the people who we are told aren't attractive, in person, when you actually see them, it's like, oh wow, I love her afro, and oh my god, her skin is gorgeous. Just open your eyes, use your brain. That's all I have to say. Give below. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.